Hello everyone, my name is Shreyan Laha and I thank Paradise Readers for giving me this opportunity to present myself, my book, which is A Year Without Summer, which has been receiving rave reviews as of recently. It has topped to number one in hot new sales as per Amazon and number two in Amazon best-selling ratings. Now, about me, I grew up in Jamshedpur basically, and I spent the first 17 years of my life over there. I studied in Loyola School, Jamshedpur, and then I went on to Odisha. I was interested in finance and agriculture, so I did my BCom and then MBA in rural management from Ravenshaw and XIMB respectively, followed by between all of these I was basically quite interested in writing. I wrote an article called, it started with an article basically. The name of the article was following our national birds, right? The name of it was published, I published it in 2009 with a reputed blog at that time. So that blog, it got deleted for some reason. The owner supposed to unpublish it. Then it got republished in 2014 by another well-renowned publishing site called Redomini. Now my literary journey started with two big mistakes. When I was publishing, I was not aware of any term called editor. I just sent the first draft to the publisher and he published it. And that's how unprofessional it went. And when I looked at these novels, it was so horrible. I felt like reconsidering whether I will further be an author or not. So I tried to delve more into the Indian literary scenario. I looked at the portfolios of number of authors, the rate at which the Indian readership is growing, and all those stuffs. And basically, I found out that science fiction is one area where Indian authors are lagging. This is an area where which I can exploit. So that's how my first novel, Not Worth Living For, came into existence, and after that, I wrote my current book, A Year Without Summer. This book is basically this book basically talks about three timelines. One is based in 1816, one is based in 2018, and another is based in 2 billion AD. The realm in 2 billion AD is when all the advanced civilizations have decayed and they are aiming for a resurgence. Now, how the lives of a boy from 1816 and a girl from 2018 is related to that advanced civilization, advanced decaying civilization, in fact. That is one aspect I wanted to find on. Just I wrote the novel. It's really huge, 130,000 words and 365 pages. To give an idea about how thick the novel is, it's somewhere thicker than the third Harry Potter book. Even I never knew I could write a book and that too such a thick one. And basically, as an author of science fiction novel, I think Indian science fiction authors had a great chance to leverage upon Satyajit Ray's first books in 1960. In 1960, he published the Adventures of Professor Shonku. He wrote two books about Professor Shonku. It was a cult classic at that time in Bengal and in the rest of the India. But I don't know why in remaining portions of India it never caught up. And since people were too busy writing all the other genres in all the other categories, it was weird. In a sense, it baffled me about why this area hasn't been undiscovered till now. And later on, I kept searching for other science fiction authors in India. Kumar L is one um, great Indian science fiction author. He has written the Earth to Centauri series. It's wonderful. And also Manjula Padmanabhan, she has written a book called The Island of Lost Girls. That one is also a brilliant novel. Yes, so I have collected around 49 notes and 49 different currency notes from different nations. These nations are it's very difficult to find notes from these nations like North Korea, Somaliland, Somalia, Yemen, Eritrea, Ethiopia, then Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan. All these the notes from these nations are very rare. But one of my most prized possession would be a silver artifact from the Mauryan age. That is 300 BC. It's 2,300 years old. That piece of silver, it costs around 1 lakh, more than 1 lakh rupees. According to me, something which has changed in the last decade would be the Indian readership, and obviously the authors which are coming up in huge numbers. Also the number of publishers which are sprawling in each and every corners to cater to these authors. The rise of Amazon Kindle publishing, all these sorts. It was in 2014 when I published my first book. I never knew that it would the Indian authors and readers alike could gain such a huge explosion. But still, I would like if a number of these authors concentrated on science fiction as well, instead of focusing on these 4 or 5 categories like romance, young adult, and then mythology, some dystopian elements. For example, incidents with a woman which are happening all around, the grave issues surrounding all of these. There are lots, but never science fiction was never one of the priorities of Indian authors. To be precise. Now, my childhood dream is often bizarre. I wanted to be an astronaut. Now I write about astronauts. So in a way, my childhood dream has succeeded. It succeeded only 1% of it. Special fan moment for me wouldn't be I wouldn't consider it fan moment. They are basically readers. They are readers of my novel. They are not my fan. But yes, I remember one particular incident when I received a friend request from someone on Facebook. When I was in Facebook, I'm not currently on that social media platform. I received a friend request from a person who had the same name according to my book character. And this was a 15-year-old girl. She told me that she liked my book so much, and she decided to provide this book to all of her friends. And now 5 to 6 people in her school are my fans. So that was one great achievement, I would say. Now see, you're saying that you relate with emotions and being bald. I don't think being, yes, there are people who feel insecure, but you shouldn't be feeling insecure about yourself being bald. Alright, many people ask me that why do you wear a wig if you are not insecure now? Well, this is a no-brainer. Many people have legitimate reasons, and I would ask these bald people who are going for wig, to have legitimate reasons before going for another fake hair. My reason would be rashes. I had rashes on my head if my head was exposed to the sun for longer hours. And second reason would be, in normal Hindu families, you don't shave off your complete hair unless and until um, any of your parents has expired. My parents haven't expired and they had strong objections to it. My mother is kind of superstitious. So when I went completely bald, my mother was shocked, and even today, when something ill happens, in, she reminds me, that time you went bald and such happened because of that. So it's comical basically. My audience, see, I would tell the how I would uh, convey the audience to tackle body shaming on all these things. See, who are bullying you? Who are body shaming you? I want to know. These are people who are just 0.01% of the total number of people whom you are acquainted with, or whom you have interacted with throughout your life. Alright, I might not be the correct person to ask this question, because I avoid. My motto of life is to be like an elephant. This life is a jungle. You have to be like an elephant. Alright, it doesn't matter even if a tiger or lion or wolf pounces over you. You need to keep your calm, because you are the big. Imagine yourself. If you have to imagine yourself as the biggest animal in the jungle, and if matters get out of hand, go on a stampede. That's my motto. Was there a backup plan if an author would not have being an author wouldn't have worked? I mean, I have lots of backup plan. I mean, I am working in a normal 9 to 5 job, so it's not. Yeah. In fact, apart from that, I have 7 or 8 backup plans, not just 2. What's your favorite sci-fi book? Why? Now, my favorite sci-fi book, there are too many to list. Where should I start? I should start with the classics like H.G. Wells' Time Machine, or this book, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne, or Aldous Huxley's Brave New World, or maybe Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. There are lots, and even in contemporary, I've started reading John Scalzi's Old Man's War. Right now, I'm reading the first book, and I have read the Cixin Liu's Three Body Problem series. They are wonderful. I mean, he's a science fiction author par excellence. I mean, if you ask about my top two favorite science fiction authors, they have to be Aldous Huxley and Cixin Liu. And another book, when it comes to Indian science fiction, it's obviously Kumar L. Apart from me, I see. I mean, among big names, we are the only two. Oh, well, my next plans regarding writing a book. Yeah, I'll be continuing in this specific category. Another science fiction is on the way. Actually, I had published a book earlier called Not Worth Living For. So, my forthcoming book is a sequel to Not Worth Living For. It's called Tiny Reason to Keep Living. Thank you, Paradise readers, once again for this opportunity to showcase whatever I wanted to say, and about myself, about my books. My book, A Year Without Summer, is available on Amazon. It's available in Kindle even. Go grab the book. You'll get another perspective of how science fiction in these parts of the world operate, because as I had done a detailed analysis of how Indian science fiction evolved Over here, there are no concepts called alien invasion or something like that. Over here, in most of the science fiction stories, the aliens are our friends and they are helping humanity instead. So, this is more or less a story based on those lines as well. You'd like to check it out. Thank you, thank you for your precious time. I hope you have a good day.